What's up? Hi. How are you doing? Ever wondered what forgetting in the quote forgive and forget means? This is what I think it is. Hi guys, a warm welcome to the channel again. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to the new ones. And please, if you have not subscribed, go right ahead and subscribe and also click the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, let's get into the talk as usual. So guys, the forgetting part in forgive and forget, this is what that's what I really want to talk about, because it's really given me so much headache over the years. But I'm glad I've come to something that really works for me, to a personal realization that has worked for me. Yeah. So before I actually get into it, I just want us to get some bit of definition. I know that we all know what forgetting is, but let us visit the dictionary. It has three definitions. One is failing to remember, which we all know, and then advertently neglect to do, bring, or mention something, and then deliberately cease to think of. If there is anything that is close to my theory of forgetting in the forgive and forget quote is deliberately cease to think of. But I also find it, when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is what it is. But then again, it really didn't. I thought about it and I'm like, there is no way I can literally force my brain to stop thinking about something that really caused me pain or that hurt me, something like that. It's always going to come up in your mind. Now I want to first share a story of my experience, because you guys, I'm not an expert at this, so clearly everything that I say here is just my opinion, my personal opinion, from my experiences, from the things I've read, from people around me, from my surroundings. So personal opinion. So when I was going to join senior one secondary school, I remember that there was this relative that sort of like sabotaged with it. You guys, I literally reported to school, like almost the term was ending, because I was there, and after 3 weeks we started our end of examinations. I reported on Wednesday, and on Saturday it was visitation day. I had a whole bunch of notes to copy. It was really terrible. They had already done midterm exams, so literally I sat my end of term examinations out of 80, not out of 100, like any other person. So I had already missed out on the 20 part of the whole thing. And I hated this relative. If I say that when I tell you that I hated him to an extent that every time I would see him, I would feel that, I don't know about you, but when I'm angry, personally, when I'm angry, I have this thing that's on my throat, and it's literally choking me. I can't breathe. I can't. I struggle to breathe when I'm angry. I can't swallow any saliva. It literally chokes me, and it's painful. So for me, anger affects me even physically. It's painful. My throat is it's on fire. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I still have that. I'm working through it, but that's just what it is. Nature, so that's how I would feel. Every time I would see this guy, I would feel that way. I would feel something choking. I would feel so angry. I hated him so much. I would meet him in town and just take another direction because I just don't want to see him. Or if I have nowhere to go, I would ignore him and just go. And this was an elder. It's an old he was, I'm even calling it, he was an old relative. I was supposed to be respectful and greet him if I met him, but I wasn't, because I hated him. Now, over the years, I have had so many experiences of, giving my life to Christ. I have given my life to Christ about like 10 times in my lifetime. And I really thank God that in those numerous times, I was able to, I don't know, like something really happened, and I was able to forgive this dude. And I thought about it, and like, he's there living his best life, he's there doing his thing, and then he probably doesn't even know that I'm angry at him. You know what I mean? When you keep anger for so long and you don't forgive for so long, it really affects you. It affects you spiritually, mentally, and it also contributes on so many things that's going, like so many character traits that you're going to, develop as you're growing up. And remember, I was a kid, I was 12 years, so definitely when you get anger at that age, if you don't work through it, it's going to be a problem. So at some point I was able to forgive this person. I think when I was at university, yes, I hated this guy for almost 10 years and I was experiencing that kind of anger for almost 10 years. Yeah, so I decided to forgive him. And this is how I know that I forgave him and actually forgot. Now, this is my definition of forgetting. Forgetting is remembering. I read it somewhere, and when I thought about it more, it actually resonated with me. Forgetting in Forgive and Forget is remembering without being hurt, without getting angry, without hating the person, without feeling resentment, without reliving the pain that you felt at the time of the hurt. And this is how I recognize it. I am talking about it right now, and I don't feel anything about it. I don't hold any grudge, against him and all that stuff. And for me, that is actually true forgiveness. If you ever find yourself, you feel like you have forgiven somebody, but when you remember the things they did, or you remember the incident, you are angry, you resent the person, you are hurt, you relive the pain. If you are reliving the pain, if you still feel that pain, truthfully, you have not forgotten. Of course you can forget. I'm not talking about the failing to remember kind of thing. Unless you're sick, you can't forget. But when you remember, how do you feel? Now that is what really defines the whole thing. And guess what? Forgetting, this kind of forgetting, is actually the backbone of forgiving. Now, if you remember and you're still hurt and you're still angry and you still hate this person and you still resent this person and you feel like you want to do whatever, you just enraged again, you have actually not even forgiven. You haven't forgiven the person, because when you have truly forgiven somebody, the heart, you are able to get it out of your system. You are free from the hurt, you are free from the pain, you are free from everything, and you're living your best life, having fun with yourself. And I've found myself forgiving, experiencing that kind of feeling of forgiving and remembering and not getting hurt over and over the years, when I mastered the art of forgiving. But this is how I do it. I allow myself to feel the pain. I do not force myself to forget. Don't force yourself to forget, because you won't. I go through it, I absorb it, I accept it. I also confront the person that hurt me. I tell them how I feel about it. I will remember it as long as it takes, until I cannot feel the hurt anymore. And that is when you actually have forgiven. That is the moment of forgiveness. The moment you feel like you don't hold any grudge with this person, and you don't hate them. You might not love them anymore. You might not necessarily love them and go back into what it is, but still you are fine, you're okay. You don't feel the chinugu here, like the one me I be feeling. When I don't feel it anymore, I know I have forgiven. So guys, that's basically it for me. Forgetting in Forgive and Forget is remembering without being hurt. I read that thing and it totally really changed my perspective. It actually brought into perspective how it made me realize the experiences I've had with forgiving and forgetting. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and tell me, what do you think that forgetting is? Have you been able to forget? Do you forget? Do you forgive? Are you struggling with it? Just join into the conversation in the comment section. Give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, definitely, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.